Hello there. Welcome to the Two Soap channel. I'm Gabriella Brown, and back in 2003, when my two girls were babies, I started a business on my kitchen table, and my brand Two Soap has been in the marketplace ever since. I live an Orthodox Jewish life, and I'm a bubby to 3 grandbabies.
And just hold our hand.
I make videos about all my passions, which include clean businesses, personal growth, cooking, and growing arugula, lettuce, and Swiss chard in my kitchen. Join me by subscribing and clicking the notification bell so you won't miss any videos.
Going to cover these and let these cook. I'm going to follow the directions on the Manischewitz box. So it is cook into boiling water and cover tightly. All right, so let's lower this heat a little bit and cover this tightly. Check on the chicken soup. Looking good. Awesome. I have it on a low rolling boil. Taking a little sneak peek at these matzo balls, they look pretty fluffy to me. I think that my dastardly plan worked. I think it did. Okay, it's time to cut the brisket. You want to use an electric knife. It's always going to be helpful. So this is cold. The key to cutting brisket is baking it ahead of time and chilling it so that you can have a firm meat to slice through. And also you get an opportunity to take away the fat at the top, so that's what I'm going to do first. Just going to remove the excess fat. Can't get all of it, just the big chunks of it. We're going to take this meat and we're going to slice it. So glad I have a knife, because if I was doing this by hand, my arm would hurt. I'm going to pour the sauce over the top. The key to warming is this. If you use parchment paper to warm your food, you will never have dry food. It's the secret to avoiding dry meat. So let's put some parchment paper on here. Cover it with foil, and we are good to go on the brisket. Okay, these are done. I'm calling a win. We will see later. This is what we have. I was debating on whether or not I should cook this, but I thought it out days ago and I have to cook it. So we are going to cook this roast. And I'm going to do it in a very simple way. I'm going to put garlic in first. I'm going to just make little holes, stuff garlic in there. These are done. I'm calling a win. We will see later. This is what we have.
Well, there's no way to be at the Seder with us because we don't allow any electronics to be turned off and on. No fires made, no lights shutting off and on, etc. on our Shabbos and Yom Tov. But I will tell you that the matzo balls were very fluffy, delicious, and I even got compliments on them. So they were a winner. As far as the Seders go, they're over, but we are in the 7 days of the festival. And I'm just taking it easy today. Seder was beautiful. All the food was amazing, and every bit of that brisket was eaten up. So my initial plan was to can it, but that didn't happen. So I am going to possibly, I have to say possibly, can that roast that I had. But not today because I am taking it easy. But I am going to make something right now that I've never made before, and it's from a package, which I don't normally do. I'm a scratch person, but I just thought it would be fun to make this. This is the dinner roll mix, and it's made mostly with potato and tapioca starch. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. Now, what I need are eggs and lots of oil. The oven's heated, so we're going to, oh, it's telling me to put it in a mixing bowl. Well, you know what? I have to do this by hand because I don't have a mixer. I guess I could use the food processor, but I don't have a paddle. I just have blades. So I'm going to do this by hand, just like they did in the old days. When I was a little girl and we had a box mix, it said 300 strokes. That's what you did, but our lives have become so easy and we're so averse to any work that we have to use machines for everything. And I am a person that appreciates machines, but I also appreciate doing things by hand. So let's add the oil, 7.5 teaspoons. Okay, 7.5 teaspoons. So there's 4 tablespoons and 1/4 cup. And so it's almost like a half a cup. Okay. I know with baking you should be precise, so I am going to be precise. Part of the reason why I don't like baking is there's no freedom. It's locked in. You're locked in. Okay. Okay. 7.5. That way, if it doesn't turn out, the only issue would be the mixing. I found that if you beat the oil and the eggs together first, you can get a really good emulsion and things come together a little bit better. And really, this is just fun for me because, you know, I love making powdered things. That was something that I did in my past, and just to grab a box and make something that's just fun on Pesach. And most of this will probably end up at my daughter's anyway, but it's just fun to make. So I'm pouring in all the powdery starches. Of course, this is gluten-free, so I'm sure that this might be used during the year by people that are celiac. What am I going to bake this in? You can make rolls with it. Mix 10 to 12 rolls or 1 loaf. I don't have a loaf pan. When the batter is really smooth, I know it is done. I'm just doing this by hand, so I want to do it more. My arm's starting to hurt a little bit. Well, this is nothing next to mixing a 49-pound batch of soap. Like a really good texture. Show you this. It's pretty creamy and smooth. I'd say that is very smooth, but I bet the more I mix it, the better it'll be. So I'll mix it a little bit more. And it says to scoop the batter into individual cupcake molds. I don't have those, but I know my daughter has. She has a cupcake pan, but you know, I'm too lazy to go and get it. So let me think about this. Cupcake pans. I could make individual ones out of foil. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna line the foil with parchment paper. All right, this is gonna be a project. But I have the time because it's my holiday. That's about the right size. 10 of these,
And since my shmura matzo balls turned out, I have a little bit of confidence to do what I'm doing now. Okay, here's the tin. I can see it's getting fluffy in here, so the leavening that's in here combined with the eggs is making it puff up, which is awesome. So I'm going to form these. Let's see here. I'm going to use a little cup I have here and just form the foil. Then I'm going to need a little parchment paper as well. Okay, here they are. The makeshift cupcake method. That's what this is. The MCM. But this does work if you're ever in a pinch. Maybe you're camping and you need cupcake holders and you don't have any. You can do this. It totally works. So I will get these in the oven and bake them for 40 to 45 minutes, and we will see how they turn out. So while those potato rolls are baking, I am enjoying some shmura matzah with leftover charoset that was delicious. It was so delicious. I wish there was more, but here's the recipe. Apples, peeled and sliced by your daughter, raisins, wine, and walnuts. And that's it. It is the best mortar you could ever want. It's a little ground up, but it's really good. You know what? That tastes kind of good too. Put a little salt on the matzah and then dipping it in the charoset. That's a new taste sensation. Sweet and salty. Yum. So here they are. And this absolutely did work. The makeshift cupcake method is a winner. So let's just look at one of these. Let's break into one of these and see. They just smell really eggy, but you know, that is a roll. I can't deny. That is definitely a roll. Take this to the table and eat it. So this roll is really hot, so I'm gonna eat it with a fork. That's crunchy. A little crumbly. Still on my homotzi, so I don't need to say anything. You know what? It's not bad. The texture's a little crumbly on the outside, but the inside is really fluffy and kind of bread-like. Interesting. Alright. You know what? I might buy this again for Passover. In the meantime, I'm going to run these over to my daughter so they can have them hot out of the oven. And please join me again as I live my Orthodox Jewish life during this Passover festival. Okay, what do we have here? We have a piece of broken shmura matzah, and I decided to give it an upgrade. So we've got marshmallows, chocolate chips, golden raisins, and walnuts. I'm going to pop this in the oven and melt it, and it will be a rather elegant dessert. So what's good about this is the juxtaposition. There's no other word for it.
of the chocolate, the bland matzah, the tart golden raisins, the walnuts, and the crunchiness, and then the little sweetness of the marshmallows. It's just really good. I highly recommend this. The little simple things that you can make on Passover that are yummy. This video has been brought to you by Tooth Soap. Feel a difference after the first brushing, guaranteed.